What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. This is a topic that I'm sure is popular, but surprisingly I've never done before. I've done similar things before, but not exactly this one. And because of the fact that this is such a popular idea, I'm going to make this my own unique thing and try and see how it affects the story long term, while keeping it realistic and unique. In case you couldn't tell by the title, we'll be covering what if Goku went Super Saiyan early. We'll set a like goal of 5,000 likes, and if we hit that, I'll continue this into a full story with more parts. Anyways, let's begin covering this scenario. So if we're going to have Goku go Super Saiyan early on, how early can we go with it? The Saiyan saga might be realistic, but if it's when Raditz arrives, that's only about a year earlier than normal, and if it's when Vegeta and Nappa arrive, that's basically a few weeks earlier than normal. So not too worthwhile of a change in my opinion. We could go really far back. I was actually thinking of having it happen when Bora died. Although it feels a little outlandish to me, and I know that once he gets Super Saiyan at that point, basically the rest of early Dragon Ball is nothing. But he's going to be overpowered regardless of when it happens. The easiest point is to do it when Krillin died, because that's how he went Super Saiyan in the first place, on Namek when Krillin died. Thankfully for us, but not thankfully for Krillin and Goku, Krillin died before that too. So that's where our story is going to begin. Following the 22nd World Tournament, Goku finds Krillin dead. After the brief shock of it, he feels a weird anger that he's never felt before. It's only natural given that his best friend died, but this is different. This is some sort of primal rage that was buried deep within him. He can't tell what's going on. This anger acts as a catalyst, causing him to transform. Once the rest of the group catches up to Goku, they see him standing over Krillin's body. But there's an intense pressure in the room, generated by what seems to be a golden aura around Goku. But more noticeably, his hair is spiked up, and it's golden now. His eyes have changed color too. Unknowingly, he's transformed into a Super Saiyan. He actually doesn't even realize that he just feels a lot stronger, and a lot angrier too. And he asks Bulma for the Dragon Ball radar. Everyone's left kind of speechless, and she says that she does have it, so he takes it from her. And immediately goes off on his own. He calls for Nimbus, and when he tries to fly on Nimbus, he can't. He keeps falling through it for some reason and doesn't know why. The others try to stop him, especially Roshi, who's worried about his student. But it's already too late. By the time they get outside, Goku just simply jumps up into the air. At first, he's going to use the strength of this jump and a ki blast to propel him. But instinctively, he tries to make flight work and actually kind of pulls it off at first. It's really tricky. And this actually isn't too outlandish for Goku, who's known for copying techniques after seeing them. And he did just see it in the 22nd World Tournament. He doesn't know why, but he has a huge surge of power within him too, and he thinks this is kind of driving it as well. No time to think about that now though. He flies off following wherever the Dragon Ball went. But from the ground below, his friends watch on worried. Of course, worried at the fact that Krillin's dead and now Goku's going into a fight. But Roshi's even more worried because he could see that some sort of anger is overtaking Goku. He knows why Goku's angry, but he's never seen him like that, especially transformed somehow. It's terrifying almost, especially with the type of power that he was showcasing. Roshi thinks they need to stop him immediately. Of course, there is a threat out there too, but he's less concerned about that and more concerned about Goku. Whatever power Goku has right now, it actually might be enough to take out whatever threat they're supposed to be fighting. The increase in power is that substantial, but Roshi's worried about that rage that Goku's feeling. It's going to overtake him, and he needs to help his student. Goku eventually catches up to Tambourine, who doesn't even realize who this guy is because he looks so different. Tambourine's not even too concerned at first, but he confirms that he is the one who killed Krillin, and he says that they have a list of fighters that they're going after. Plus, he does have the Dragon Ball. Thankfully, Goku's cool-headed enough in this moment to actually not kill him right away, because enough time did pass for him to regain some sort of control. If not, he wouldn't have gotten this info that they're going after other fighters as well. But of course, immediately after hearing all this, he instantly goes into fight, moving so quickly that Tambourine can't even react, swiping the Dragon Ball from him, and then one-shotting Tambourine as well, with no hesitation and no second thoughts. But strangely enough, right after this fight, Goku then powers back down to base, feeling very worn out too, and also unable to fly anymore. He plummets to the ground below, holding onto the Dragon Ball as tight as he can, and he hits the ground unconscious. Not too long later, Roshi and the rest of the group stumble upon Goku, glad to find that he's relatively okay, and he actually has the Dragon Ball in hand. Plus, he's not in that golden-haired form anymore, which probably is a good sign. Roshi asks Goku if he remembers anything, and yeah, he does. He remembers pretty much everything. He just didn't even realize that in the moment, he transformed. But he tells Roshi what happened. He caught up to Tambourine, got the Dragon Ball, killed him, and also during the fight he found out that Tambourine was actually going after some of the other World Tournament fighters. And Roshi seems to have an idea of who they're up against too. It's King Piccolo. He's not sure who freed King Piccolo and why he's back in the first place, but none of that matters. The point is, King Piccolo is a big threat and they have to stop him. And also, he wants to figure out what that power Goku had was. Not only because it's concerning, but it might be useful here in this fight, especially against someone like King Piccolo. That opponent Goku was up against, there's no way he would have defeated him without that form. And the rest of the group, at least those who have known Goku for a while, they're wondering if this is related to that giant monkey transformation Goku has. At least in whatever this form is, Goku kept its humanoid shape, and he actually was somewhat conscious during it. The anger did briefly take control of him, but soon enough he was able to regain his senses somewhat. But that was close to when he lost consciousness from losing so much power, because there was a lot of stamina drain from this too. No one has any clue of what happened, nor does Goku, but unlike the Grade 8 form at least, Goku does remember what happened. Plus, this form seems way stronger than when Goku turns into a giant monkey. And on top of that, it seems anger is what made him transform rather than something like a full moon. At least now they have time to prepare. Roshi tells Goku to come with him. They're gonna have to plan something. Roshi does know one way they could probably contain King Piccolo, but they do need a backup plan, and Goku could be the perfect one. At least if they could somehow unlock that power again. But Goku does need to recover a bit first too. King Piccolo waits for Tambourine to come back, but he never does. And of course this means he never gets his hand on a Dragon Ball. He wonders what's taking him so long. Did he actually fall in battle or something? No, there's no way. His son is stronger than that. But just as important for him, he wanted a list of all the tournament contestants. And he still doesn't have that because Goku was able to get that from Tambourine as well. So he decides he's going to make a few more sons here. First of all, he needs to figure out what happened with Tambourine, and he needs to send someone out to collect the Dragon Balls. After hearing about them from the Pilaf gang, he really wants them. If he regains his youth, he'll be unstoppable. But he does need 7 Dragon Balls first. The big issue for him here is that he knows Tambourine's dead. He actually is able to sense this type of stuff. And this puts him on high alert immediately because that's another goal of his. They need to find out who exactly killed Tambourine. He had the list of tournament contestants, he had a Dragon Ball, and most importantly, one of his sons was defeated, which kinda concerns King Piccolo. The group tries to uncover the mystery of what that form is. One interesting thing they noted is that Goku wasn't able to fly on Nimbus, which must mean some sort of maliciousness was in his heart, because before, Goku flew on it with no issues at all. And just to test it again, he calls for Nimbus. Now that he's in his base, it works just like before. So it did have to do with that power after all. But there's a lot of mystery surrounding what it is and what its true power is. For now, Goku just refers to it as Super Goku. He guesses that he got so mad that he decided to summon more power that he didn't even know he had within him. And if that really is the case, that's truly terrifying. But he's determined now. Whatever that power is, he'll figure out how to use it to protect his friends. Plus, they need to get all the Dragon Balls to bring Krillin back too. Thankfully they do have the radar as well, but it seems like these people are a bigger problem first. They'll have to defeat the enemy, and then go after the Dragon Balls. Ten and Chaozu are with them too because Ten wants to learn how to do the Mafuba. This is their main course of action too, because they think that the Mafuba will be a sure way to defeat King Piccolo. It did work before after all. And in case they can't unlock whatever power Goku had, they're probably going to have to rely on this. A bit of time passes and they wait at Kame House. Goku tries his best to get the form again, but he can't really control it. On Namek, when Goku unlocked it, he actually was able to just willingly transform into it once again. But here it seems a little bit tougher for him. First of all, he's way less experienced than he was on Namek. And here the circumstances aren't necessarily as dire as Namek was, so the combination of those two things makes it a little bit tough for him to get into it. But eventually he does tap into it briefly. There is another issue with it too. It feels a lot more taxing on him. He's not used to this kind of power and he has no clue of what it is. And combine that with the last two things that I mentioned, it just makes it a little bit harder for him to maintain. And the second he does turn Super Saiyan, he basically taps right out afterwards. But amidst these preparations, someone else arrives on the island. They didn't really know where to go next because they don't have a list of tournament contestants. But the Pilaf gang was actually able to track Dragon Balls here, and they do notice that one of them is nearby. They realize now that Tambourine probably was actually able to get one of them, and it got taken from him somehow because it moved positions. It was coming towards them and then it went the opposite direction. So they send out another one of King Piccolo's sons there. Symbol arrives on the island, and essentially right what he does, he gets jumped by everyone. He's actually not too tough of an opponent here, thankfully. But that's not the issue. The issue is that this sends King Piccolo right after them now, because first of all, they can't get the Dragon Balls, and it seems like they have some sort of strong opponent they're working against. That's 2 of his sons defeated by seemingly the same person, so they make this guy a priority. And the Pilaf gang pretty much immediately recognizes who it might be. It's probably that kid Goku. It seems he has no choice now. King Piccolo himself goes to Kame House. Descending upon it not too long after, looking to kill them. Goku tries to fight him and is actually defeated pretty quickly. Of course, the others try to fight right away, but they're not going to be able to do much either. He's more so focused on Goku because he was the one to kill his 2 sons. He'll kill this brat first and then make sure to wipe out all of his friends. But then he notices something weird, something that actually kind of terrifies him. Roshi actually hasn't had time to teach this to Ten yet, but he starts to prepare the Mafuba for himself, and King Piccolo can recognize it right away. This distracts him from Goku for a brief moment, and he tries to fight back by launching an attack at them. But this is a wrong move on King Piccolo's part, because this sets Goku off. Not only is he on the brink of death again, but now all of his friends are in direct danger. This is the guy that's responsible for all of it. He's responsible for Krillin's death. And if he doesn't do something now, his other friends will die too. Despite the damage he's taken, Goku gets back up. That same golden aura surrounds him again, and he's able to tap into Super Saiyan once more. Or rather, Super Goku as he calls it. He tells King Piccolo that it ends here. Leave all of his friends alone. Now, Piccolo is taken aback by this, and Roshi actually stops preparing the Mafuba too. They might have actually won here. Goku tapped into it against him. Piccolo does try and fight him, but Goku's far too fast for him now. And even when he does rarely land an attack, it doesn't do anything to Goku. He's completely unfazed by it. And Goku knows this power is fleeting, so he's going to finish this as quick as possible. He hits King Piccolo with a single kick. He rockets up into the air, right through his ship, making it crash into the sea with the Pilaf gang aboard. The group doesn't even realize that they're there. An injured Piccolo hovers midair, and then he looks down below, seeing a blue light getting closer and closer to him. A Kamehameha is launched upwards, and King Piccolo sees his certain death here. With no other options, he spits out one last egg, launching it far off into the distance. No one else even sees it because it's obscured by the Kamehameha. It's so powerful that it looks like it just swallows everything in the sky, completely obscuring the view of Piccolo too. This attack completely disintegrates the Demon King, and Goku stands there on the island below, victorious. They're amazed at his power and amazed that it actually worked. He did it. He saved them against Piccolo. They don't even realize how much destruction was just avoided thanks to Goku. Goku then powers down, thinking that he now might actually have a hang of this form. Well, not perfect control over it, but at least willingly being able to transform into it. What they need to do next is to get the Dragon Balls to revive Krillin, and they immediately do that right after the fact, with everyone still completely unsure as to what power Goku just used. Thankfully, Piccolo didn't really get to do much, so Krillin's brought back, and that's basically it. Thanks to Goku killing Tambourine right away, all of his focus went directly to Goku, because he wasn't sure of how his son died and wanted to figure out how. All he knew is that Goku defeated him and stole what he wanted. So he didn't go after any of the other tournament contestants because he didn't even know where to find them, and they just went after that one Dragon Ball that Tambourine had. Krillin's told about everything after too, and Goku even shows him the power that he got. He got that form because of him? That's kind of insane. He knew Goku's power was scary, but not like this. Like that giant monkey thing that he transforms into, that's terrifying enough. This seems way more powerful. But at least it seems like Goku actually has some sort of control in this, and he actually remembers what's going on. But back at Kame House, someone descends on the island, and it looks like another one of King Piccolo's cohorts. At first they're worried and ready to fight, but the man says he's not working for King Piccolo. He knows his appearance might give off that impression, but that's not who he is. He's the creator of the Dragon Balls. He's the guardian of Earth, Kami. From his lookout, he witnessed King Piccolo's defeat, and seeing someone that strong, especially with a power that they can't control, it made Kami curious about Goku. He has to be the strongest person on Earth now, and especially with the fact that King Piccolo's going to come back soon enough, he wants to make sure Goku's the one able to defeat him. And he tells him about the egg. They didn't even see King Piccolo spit up another egg, and now they know he's going to be reincarnated, and he's going to come to fight again. That's exactly why Kami's here. First, he wanted to meet Goku, and offer him a spot to train on the lookout with him. Obviously, Goku's going to accept this, not only because it's going to help him grow a lot stronger, but it'll allow him to get control on whatever this form is. And he's ready for whatever lies ahead. This is where we'll leave off for now. What do you guys think about this part, and what's going to happen next time if we continue? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel and shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.